Welcome student, welcome back to Software Data Boss. Today my agenda is to discuss about the different data types in the Python, how to assign the variable, how to define the variable, how to assign the variable, how to change the variable value. Okay. Apart from that, we'll see how to use multi-variables, and at the end we'll see about something about the comments in the Python. So let's get started. So this is my file that I'll be sharing with you at the end of the course. So today let's discuss about the data types. What are the different data types in Python first? Data types. So I want to give this heading. So what I need to do? I need to select here in a code. I need to select heading. So the heading I have selected the data types. Now second thing, what are different data types? There will be basically two data types that you are going to see very frequently. First one, that is an integer, right? If I type, type is a function actually in the Python. If you write type, see what a function, this see print is a function, type is a function, so it will be highlighted in a green, right? It will be showing in a green type. So in this you have to, if suppose I write 6, I know 6 is an integer, so let me check what is the type of 6. The type of 6 I am getting integer. Now if in the way of write type of 6.4, then it should return me float, because 6.4 is a float. Whenever we have a decimal point with a number, then it will be called as a floating point number, and 6 is simply an integer, 1 2 3 4 like that. So I hope, so data types. Now the next thing, see here we haven't used any variable to store the value, right? Because let's take, we need a variable which stores the value 3, and that we want to use in the program again and again, right? Every time we cannot write the operation, right? So what we can do, we can just define the variable. Let's take, I want to define a variable, let's take a is equal to 5. Then what happens inside the computer memory? Inside the computer memory, what will happen? The variable a will be created and it will store the value 5. Means what we are essentially doing here, we are assigning the value 5 to the a. So a will hold the value 5. Similarly, if I declare one more variable, here, see I want to go to next cell, I will hit the plus sign. Okay. So here now I want to declare one more variable. Let's take b is equal to 10. Now b will store the value of 10. So this is called variable assignment. I have declared the variable a. I have the variable a which I am assigning the value 5. So inside the computer memory, a will be created and 5 will be there. Again, now I have assigned b is equal to 10. So inside the computer memory, b will be created and 10 will be stored in that. Okay, as simple as that. Now I am declaring the third variable c. Okay, c is what is that? C is the sum of a plus b. Okay, so what is now what c will be returning? Because c will be returning the sum of a plus b. What is a stored in a 5 is stored in a, right? And b in 10 is stored in b, right? So c must be resulting 15, right? The sum of a plus b. So let's execute this. Okay, see this is the statement. So name a is not a, I haven't run this cell. You have to run shift enter, run the cell. Okay, then run this cell also. Okay, now a and b got the values. Now see what I have to do. I can write like here print c. Even I can write simple c because this is the last statement executed. Of course, this is the last statement where you are doing some assignment operation. You are not printing anything, right? So of course this statement is executed but not printed over here. So in this case, either if you write c over here, you will get the value 15, or you can just write print c, then you should get the value 15 like that. So I hope you must have understood the assignment. See, we are defining a and b, and we are assigning the sum of a plus b to a new variable that we have declared c. So inside computer memory, what's happening? A is there, that is storing 5. Then a b is there, that is storing 10. Now I get a c that's storing the sum of a plus b, and that is equal to the 15. Like that, it's happening inside a computer memory. Now let's proceed. Now what I have to discuss, keyword. See, you cannot you can declare variable by any, like suppose you want to give name. I have declared the name variable. Now let's take a roll number. A student is there, okay, his roll number. So you can declare a variable roll number, okay, and you can give its value like 14. So roll number of the student is 14, because see, it depends in what context you're using it, right? Your variable name should relate to the context you're discussing, right? If you are like a law student, then you will be writing like number of cases that number of crimes. If you are a doctor, then the power of medicine, like that. If you are a computer engineer, then you should declare the variable somewhat related to your business that you need to write. Suppose I have in my class a student is there, I want to store his roll number, so I will define the variable roll number, and 14 will be stored in it. Because see, because this application may be going in a business context, so it should be other person should be able to understand, right? So your variable name should always be meaningful, okay, according to your business domain. So roll number 14, because it's related to some student data. Okay, now see, can I give a roll number like this? Let's execute this. Let's take roll number first winner. Okay, I want to declare a winner, first winner. That name is Rahul. Let's take first winner is Rahul. Now let's run this without throwing error. Yeah, it's thrown an error. Okay, because yeah, this is a string. Whatever will be in a double quotation, I will tell you about the string later. But whatever you are defining, you can assign numbers also to the variables. You can assign strings also. Whatever in a double quotation considered as a string, double or single quotation mark. Okay. So first winner is, I am defining the variable first winner. I am assigning the value Rahul. So why it is throwing the error? Because you cannot start variable name with the number. Here you have written 1, right? So instead you can use like this, first winner. Then it is fine. Okay, so you can do that, but you cannot start with the number, variable name with the number. It will give you error. Okay, second thing, this I did purposely. Now suppose you cannot even like this. Let's take, I have first number. I want to give a special symbol over here. Let's take, I want to do @. Okay, first @. First winner. Okay, @. Now I want to declare variable. See throwing error. Okay, so you cannot use number at the starting. You can have number in the middle, but you cannot start variable name with the number, and you cannot use special symbols while declaring the variable name. Okay, you need to take care of this. Read about this more, you'll get more clarity on that. Okay, you can do like that, like first, then you are writing the number first. Okay, see, have included number in the variable, but in the middle of somewhere, not at the starting. If I run Rahul, I think they should work actually. Yeah, so if I shift enter, so this is working, right? So you should remember that. So now data types we have discussed. So now let's see, okay, different keywords. Can I use print as a variable? Print as a variable, I am storing 20 in the print. It will throw error. Why? Okay, print, it doesn't throw the error. Print is actually a keyword, right? So let's take print. Okay, see, integer object is not callable. So it's something, this actually print is a keyword. You should not use keyword as a variable name. Okay, now I will tell you. See, in particular, every language, whether it's a Python or a C++ or any other programming language, in every programming language, there are certain keywords that are defined for particular purposes. So you cannot use that. You should not use that variable name, that keywords as a variable name. So let's see the list of that we can't use. So for that I need to import something. Let's take import the keyword. See this keyword. What is this keyword? This is a library that I am importing. See, what is library? There is a functionality. Suppose you are a student of mechanical engineering. In your college library, there are books related to the fluid mechanics or a strength of material. Then if you have to study something, then temporarily what you can do, you can go to the library, you can get that book, study that concept and solve your problem. Like that, I want to know what are the different keywords in the Python. So I'm just importing the library keyword. Now I will check what are the keyword in the Python. So let's print all the keyword that are present in the Python. So print keyword dot, this is the command actually, you need to remember, keyword dot kw list. Let me check kw list. It is giving me all keyword, kw list. Hit enter. Oh, keyword is not defined. Did I make any mistake? Keyword not defined. Okay. Did I run this cell? Okay. What should be the problem? What is the problem? Keyword dot kw list. Earlier actually I used the print statement, assign the integer value. You must have seen it, right? That's why it was giving error. Print integer object not callable, something like that, because never try to assign any keyword a value. Okay, don't use keyword as a variable. So import keyword is a command and a print keyword dot keylist. If you run this, then you should get this output, right? False, none. See, false, none, await, break, class, continue, if, else. All these are keywords in the Python, keywords. Okay, you should not use this variable as a you should not use this keyword as a variable. And functions also, like def is a keyword. On the similar line, while is a keyword, return is a keyword. Okay, so let's proceed. See, we can assign the variable and we can perform some operation and again reassign also. Let's take, if I given x is equal to 10. So next step, what I want to do, I want to increment the x by 1 and the reassign, right? So what I will do x plus, let's take, I want to increment x by 5. So x plus 5. So what happened? First x is 10, right? Then so this x is 10 will become here. And then 5 will be added and again stored in x. Now new value of the x will be 15. So this is called object reassignment. You can see, okay, don't consider this x will also be 10, right? So this operation is performed and then value is stored in x. What is the previous value of x is 10, right? And already we stored, and then 5 added and the result stored again in x. Now x will take the new value of it should take the value of 15. What I'm getting x as 10. So let me run this. X is equal to 10 first, okay, and then x plus 5. So I should have 15 here in x. Now let me print, yes, 15, because I didn't run these cells. You have to run all the cells to see the output, because if you forget one of the cell, because what was happening earlier, why I was getting 10, because here the value of x is unknown. So yeah, so x is equal to x plus 5, x is equal to 10, then 10 plus 5 15. So it is printing 15. So it is called object reassignment. Now let's proceed further. So now let's see multivariable. How can we declare a multivariable here? See, two variables a comma b I am declaring, and I am giving them value 10 comma 5. So what will happen over here? A will take the value as 10. Let me show you here. See, A will take the value 10 and B will take the value 5, like this. A will take 10 and B will take 5. So you can declare two variables at a time. You can declare two variables at a time. So A will have a 10 value, B will have 5. B will have 5. So let's try to print this. Am I getting correct? Print A. So, oh my god, print A, and then no need to use print statement for B. It's the last statement exited by default. So let's hit enter. So I'm getting A as 10 and B as 5. So you can do simultaneous assignment also. You can put here a third variable. Let's take, let me try with the three variables, A comma B comma C. So 10 comma 5 comma, let's take 20. I want to assign 20. Now execute this. If you see the value of C, that will be 20. So A 10 goes to here, B goes here, B 5 goes in B, and 20 goes in C. So you can declare multiple variable at once, and then you can use them later. So this is called multi-variable assignments. Now the next is a comment in the Python. So what I'll write the heading comment. What is comment? You are coding for someone else, right? So what he is not suppose from a computer background, so he needs to understand what suppose no other guy will read your code, right? Of course other programmer, but whenever the other programmer will go through your code, he must be able to understand your code, what you are trying to do at every stage of your program, right? So there should be a proper comments that I am doing this and this operation, so and so operation, so this is the comment for that. So how to do comments in Python? Let's take I am learning. I write here I am learning Python. I have written over here. Now I don't want to execute this statement. If I execute, see now code is selected. So if I execute this statement, it will give error. Why? Invalid syntax, because I am not assigning it to any variable. I am not printing it. I am not even I'm doing nothing. This is just a raw string. This is not even string, because string comes under quotation, right? Double quotation. Okay. So what? Yeah. So you want to show somebody else what you are doing here. So put hash symbol before it. Then it will be a comment. It will not throw error now. If I hit shift enter, it will not throw error. Now this is a comment. Okay. If I write anything like I'm learning Python, see if I do 3 plus 2 over here, so it will result me the result 5, right? This will ignore this statement. Whatever is there in the comment, it is just ignored. Okay. So you have to write the comment, then you put a hash symbol. Okay. Like this, 3 plus 2 is equal 3 plus, see there are 3 print statement. Let's take print 3 plus 2, and then you are writing print 9 plus 12, and then again you are writing one more statement 9 plus 12, and you are writing one more statement. Let's take print 5 into 3, right? But what I want, if I execute this, all 3 will be printed, because now there is a print statement. But I don't want to print for these two guys, right? What you can do? You can put a hash symbol, hash, comment this or comment out this. So these will not be considered in execution. Only this statement will be executed. See, I'm getting the result only 15. So that's how you can use the comment to give some information what you are doing in that particular program. So if I want to give multi-line comment, see these are the single line comment, right? I have to give hash every time. But I want a multi-line comment that also called as doc string, that we call document string. So for that, the syntax is triple hash. Okay, they can use triple hash, and you can write anything, right? I am learning Python. Tomorrow I will learn and implement simple codes, right? Again you are writing in a third line, today is a great day, so like that you are giving some information, that you are giving some information to the other users, right? What your program is doing. Let's take, if I execute this, what is happening? See, this is coming, right? Okay, so raw string is coming. So of course I should not give any space over here. Okay, yeah. Now let's take, okay. Now see, I have given here, but something new is coming. \n coming here, \n coming here, and at the end, why it is happening? Why I am getting \n after Python? I haven't written anything in a \n. Now multi-line comment I have given any \n. So why it is coming? So in programming language, the \n indicates the next line. After writing Python, I am going into the next line, right? So it is giving \n, because in \n indicates you are going to the next line. After quotes, again there is a backslash n, so I am after quotes I am going in the next line, so indicated by backslash n. So like that, so you must have understood why I am getting here backslash n. Whenever your comment line going to the next line, it will give backslash n. Any programmer can understand that. If you are showing somebody else this doc string, he will be able to understand it, why it is backslash is coming. Okay. So I hope you must have understood the comment, variable assignments, different data types. So I'll be keep on coming up with such videos. So subscribe to the channel Software Data Boss. Okay. There is a red button, subscribe button. You have to click on that. Okay. Click the bell icon. You get so that you should get a notification whenever I post new video. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.